Hello and welcome back to That United site. Just a quick match preview for United against Liverpool on Sunday in the FA Cup. I'm joined by Adam Doyle, Liverpool fan. Adam, how are you doing?
I felt better, Tom. I felt better. I can't lie to you.
Love to hear, especially from a Liverpool fan.
Well,
So we'll just kick it off with some United team news quickly. Solskjaer said that Lindelof's likely to come back into the team. Obviously, he's missed quite a few games with injury. I think it was a back issue. Missed 4 of the last 7 games. He was in there against Liverpool last week. Solskjaer said he's probably going to start again. The only 2 confirmed injuries are Phil Jones and Brandon Williams. They've been out for quite some time and doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. The likes of Donny van der Beek, Dean Henderson and Daniel James may be expected to start because Ollie has said that we've got a rotated team. And other than that, that's all the team news we know at the moment. I'd personally rest Bruno as well because he looks tired out at the moment. He's a bit burnt out. So I'd say rest him and give him the night off just to fully recover. And as well as that, maybe Harry Maguire because he's been playing quite a bit as well. What about Liverpool, Adam? How are you looking? I know obviously you've got a couple of injuries that you like to mention quite a bit at the back, but any others?
we just one or two, yeah. I think it's really important that Liverpool, they need to find the balance in this game in that they don't want to put a too strong team out where, at the moment it's all doom and gloom. And if they put a full strength team and then they get beat by a rotated United team, it's not going to, the confidence is already at the very lowest it's been for a long time. And if you lose to a caliber United side that you'll have, it's doomsday, if anything, in Liverpool. There's a few play again rotated. You can't really rotate this team at the moment. There's a lot of injuries. You've got Shaqiri's been playing. He'd be the rotated player. You got Minamino to come in. If I was going through the back, I'd stick with Alisson definitely.
Yeah.
Young Keller had done well when he came in, but Alisson's Alisson. You've seen in the last few games, he pretty much kept us in the game against United at Anfield. Even the other day when he was still our standout player against Burnley, that would have been 2 or 3 without him. So you can't dispute his level and how important he is to this team. And then at the back, I think Chance, he's in. I remember when the start of Gerrard's career, he had a bit of a similar problem where he had a really bad bit of form. And I saw Jamie Carragher put on Twitter before that how he publicly advised Chance, have a word with Gerrard. There's no one better to speak to about this sort of form than him. So definitely him. But then, Nico Williams, do I want Nico Williams to be playing at Old Trafford in an FA Cup game? Not really.
Against Rashford as well, potentially.
Exactly. This is the problem. If you play the rotated side, what I don't want Liverpool to do is play the occasion. Yeah. We talk about, a lot of people said this when we played you at Anfield, and United, it looked like they played the occasion rather than the team. If they played the team that was on the day, Liverpool weren't a good team at all. Yeah. On that 90 minutes, that was proven by Burnley. Burnley, they had that game to go back on. They saw the United game, Sean Dyche, seen that Liverpool were easy to get at, and then made them pay.
Yeah.
But United didn't do that. I'm sure Solskjaer will think today or tomorrow, that we've got to make these opportunities count.
Yeah, I mean, like the way we set up, it was like we expected, the full force like last season's Liverpool, and we were playing it on the counter. And then when we did get the chances, we looked like we were going to score. Obviously, the Pogba one is the main one, and the Bruno one as well. Like when we had the chances, we looked like we could have scored, and if we had gone for it from the off, then there was a chance we could have won. I think we might have deserved to win. So yeah, it really depends. For tomorrow, it depends who we're playing. Because if we've got someone like Ahmad Diallo, the young kid might be making his debut. If he's up against Trent or your other right back, then it's a different story to Rashford, isn't it? So
yeah,
it really.
What I would say is I'd like Fabinho to be rested and not to play Matip under any circumstances.
Yeah, he's your only fit centre back, isn't he?
Well, Matip's made a glass as it is, and he played on Thursday. So if he played Sunday, there's not a chance he's playing 90 minutes.
Who would you play? Who would you play there then? Henderson and.
Well, Henderson's out as well. Henderson's
is
out.
He?
Yeah. So it looks like see this thing. I don't want Fabinho to play. He's played a lot of minutes as centre back, and he's not. It's not being a centre back where last year Liverpool were in cruise control and they could sit back and the defence aren't covering many yards. You know, he's been running back to goal a lot recently. We're getting counted a lot. He's, you know, he put a lot of miles in the tank so far in an unfamiliar position. I don't think he should be asked to play again. And this, the thing we talk about football so much, you need a steady, settled centre back partnership, and Liverpool haven't had that. I think we've had Matip, Fabinho, Williams. You know, you name them, they've played there. Henderson, everyone's played there.
Everyone.
So I don't think Reece Williams he's got this pace of a snail, so I wouldn't play him against you lot either. So again, I'm out of options. I don't want him to play, but really, in truth, there's no one to play. You can't.
Yeah.
The way
it all depends.
The way it's coming out of the Liverpool camp is he's going very strong tomorrow. Yeah. So I imagine he will play.
Yeah. I mean, it all kind of depends who we're playing. So if we've got Cavani, then he's not the quickest, but he finds those spaces well. But obviously, Martial, he's quicker, gets in behind more, but there's less of a physical presence. So it's kind of a game of chess, isn't it? And predicting who the other team's going to play and then who you kind of do to match up with that.
Well, that's what Klopp's done so well since he's been at Liverpool, is that he second gets, you know, it's the way that he anticipates everything before it happens is second to none. And it has been, and even this season, you know, he has done well with what he's got. You know, and this is a lot to be made in the past week. After the Burnley game, well, Liverpool have got Leicester, Wolves, United, you know, Tottenham away, City at home in the next few games. I think Liverpool will thrive in them games. It's the smaller games. It's always been for Liverpool in the last decade. It's the smaller teams that they can't stay switched on for. I know United have got the similar problem in the past few years. In that, as a footballer, you think of it mentally. It's so easy to get up for City, or it's so easy to get up for Liverpool. It's so easy to, but you know, when you're playing Paris at home or Paris away, and you don't really want to play there. It's a bit, you know, no fans there. You know, you're having to self-isolate when you get home and everything. You know, the mentality, it's not there. You don't really. I can't imagine them players are jumping at the bit to play those sort of teams. But you know, we don't want them to play the occasion. But you can't ignore the occasion. It's Liverpool, Man United. It's one of the biggest games of world football.
Yeah, I agree. And like, because when we played Fulham straight after we played you, we just first 20 minutes we just weren't at it. It's like we exhausted ourselves against Liverpool and thought, we're going to Fulham now. We've got a point at Anfield. We find a way at Fulham and then go a goal down, and it takes us about 20 minutes to get into it. So it's really interesting. I think last week was so built up because it was, you know, the top two, well, around the days around then, they were the top two going against each other, that everyone's kind of just forgot about this game as if it's not as big, but it is, because it's still United Liverpool, like you say. So it's going to be really interesting to see the teams. So I think for a United line, I think we'd probably start with Dean Henderson. But I play Wan-Bissaka. He's getting a lot of stick recently, but it's similar to you with Trent. You've got to play him through it, I think. I think there's a really good right back in there, and I don't think he's been as bad as some people are saying. So I play Wan-Bissaka. Said Maguire might need resting, because he has played a lot, but like you've said, a solid sort of partnership there. So I would play Maguire and Lindelof, and I'll give Tellez a game. I know Luke Shaw was brilliant against you, but Tellez hasn't played in a while. Midfield 2, probably Matic and Van der Beek, just because they need game time. In front of them, probably I could give Greenwood a game. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Give Greenwood a game. I think he needs it for his confidence as well. If we go up against whoever you'd have at left back, I assume it'd be Robertson. Just let him get in them channels in behind and, you know, in between the centre backs. So I go Greenwood, Jesse Lingard. I feel like he needs a game as well, and he does well in these big matches with his pressing. I know he has been dropped from the Premier League team, apparently been replaced by Diallo. But I would play him for this one. On the left, I'd go with Martial and then Cavani up front. So it's a similar sort of front four to what we saw against Fulham, but the bit of rotation in there as well. And what about you with Liverpool?
I think it'll be Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Fabinho centre back with Phillips Left back will be Robertson, I imagine. Tamikas is there as well, so it depends. I think Robertson's played a lot recently, so it could be Tamikas. We've not seen much of him. He does look defensively quite frail, so I don't think he'd want to throw him in the deep end. Midfield, I imagine it'll be Thiago. I imagine it'll also. I think Shaq might play again. I think he likes Shaq and Thiago playing together. They're quite similar in the way that they pick out the passes. So I don't think you'd always want a similar player in the midfield. You want a creative player. You want a proper defensive-minded player, then a box-to-box, the one that'll do the yards. I imagine Wijnaldum will play again. I don't think Ox should be near the team at the moment. He looks a shadow of his former self. A big part of his game was that pace, and when you're out for 2 years, you lose that pace, and he has lost the pace, and he's not the same player anymore. Salah didn't start against Burnley, so I wouldn't be surprised if he played down the middle. Firmino probably shouldn't play. Firmino was also dropped. I think he was dropped rather than rotated. He's been very poor this season. Minamino, I'd give a game to. I think Minamino isn't a Liverpool player. Traditionally, he's not going to steal the headlines, but he does the pressing. He's a player that Klopp will, at the end of the game, he'll go and hug. Klopp does his hugs, and he'll always go and hug him because he puts the yards in. He might not be the most technical player, he might not be the best player, but he will, he'll do.
But the grafted.
I imagine Mane as well. I can't. Origi, don't get me started on him. And you can't look past Mane. Mane, both of them, all the front. I don't expect many goals from Firmino, and you should do as a striker. I don't expect the goals from him, but Salah and Mane, they need goals and they need to start firing because for their confidence as much as Liverpool's, they are Liverpool's confidence. So definitely him. He needs to come in.
Yeah, I mean, some of the players that we both left out, and potentially Salah for you, Pogba on the bench for us, in my prediction anyway. Rashford as well. It can be a game where, especially if they go into extra time, if it's a draw, I think that can really make the difference. So I think if those impact players do come off the bench, could see a really open game, especially in the last 20 minutes or so. Well, what would you say your prediction is for the match? What score are you going with?
I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I can't like it. If United play rotated side, as you're saying, I can see Liverpool winning maybe 1-0 on the break. These games are always tight.
Yeah.
The broadcasters, they'll build it up as much as you can. The other year, what was it, like Red Monday or some crap like that, and it was 0-0. The other day it was 0-0. It's always going to be tight. As you said before, it's a game of chess, and you don't want to lose. So they're just going to play for the draw.
Yeah, I think you need it more. So my head says Liverpool, but my heart says United. Now I'll go 1-0 United, but like I said, it's going to be so tight.
It's going to be interesting how you approach it as well because you're the home team. I know the other day, I wouldn't say you didn't park the bus. You took you'd counter-attacked. It was a more expansive United performance at Anfield than we've seen in recent years. But you didn't dominate the game. You didn't take the ball and say we are Man United of old.
Yeah.
There's still the frailty that comes with this Solskjaer side.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see who dominates the game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the onus is on us to attack because we are the home team, but that doesn't suit our game really. So yeah, it will be interesting. But we'll never know. I think we're down as the favourites for the game, but your odds are better for you to win the cup, and I don't know how that works out, but
crazy. It's crazy. The bookies always wins. The house always wins. That's what we'll always say. I think that's the first time in ages Liverpool haven't been favourites for the game of football.
I know. No, it's strange, isn't it?
I think even City away, we were favourites for that this season when they were in their bit of bad form.
Yeah, they didn't start great. They're coming up now, City though, aren't they? I mean, they win the game and on the top, and it's their title to lose, I think.
This is going online. So here's I said from day one, City will win this league. Too good, way too good. If Liverpool win the form, United are too inconsistent. They are. That's just the fact. You defense wins leagues, and you don't have a defense, in my opinion. So
yeah.
But tomorrow, I hope you lose. I hope we win. Up the Reds.
I hope we win. But yeah, cheers for joining me, and I would say good luck with the match, but I don't mean it, do I?
Don't text me tomorrow either.
I definitely won't.
Don't
See you
text me.
later.
Ta-ra.